Okay, Kath, our lovely, beautiful Kath, lovely to see you. Kath did our last 3 months, 12 weeks, which is 12 weeks course on total wellness, on living total wellness. So Kath, can you tell us a bit about the course? What was some of your highlights of this course for you?
There are a lot of highlights actually. I actually came into the course with issues with irritable bowel, and I've had many years of problems with my digestion. And then when I talked to Radha and Yogesh leading up to the going into the program, I realised that I needed the help, and they were able to do that. I've tried for years and years and years trying to help myself, and I just didn't have the tools. So joining this program, I was given the tools, but also that extra support that I needed to actually go ahead with it. So at first, the elimination diet seemed really, in my mind, it was a bit of a barrier.
Mm.
And I thought, am I going to do it? And I have to say, with your help, the elimination diet didn't seem anywhere near as petrifying as I put in my head.
Mm.
Really, when you actually work out what you're doing to your body, when you guys talk about what you're doing to your body, and my body was overloaded, obviously, with toxins, because I was actually very inflamed. Even my face was swollen. Every part of me, I wasn't thinking clearly. Every part of me was fighting things that I was putting in my body. And, I balanced that, of course, with a good diet, what I thought was a good diet. But on top of a good diet, then poisoning your body kind of negated it all out. So I was spending a lot of money on a lot of really good food, but what I was doing was actually not making that food or the nutrition available by, having the alcohol or having gluten or having different things that just stopped the good nutrition getting in.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, the irritable bowel thing, that condition alone stopped me going out, because I had to go find a toilet, or I had to know where the closest one was just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who have got irritable bowel or have bowel conditions that stop them from going out.
Yeah, it's one of the most common conditions nowadays in the gut. Is irritable bowel or disorder or IBS or IBD or even SIBO, which is the upper part of the intestine. It's so common, and people sometimes don't even know that they have these conditions, because most of the time they're undiagnosed.
Or they just think this is their body and that they've just got to live with it. And I lived with it for so long. And after this program, I realized I don't have to live with it. I can actually heal my body, and I can enjoy living again. And, I've actually discovered new foods and new cuisines that I wasn't looking at, because, they didn't have bread in it, or they didn't have certain things in it. But yeah, I'm loving. And even the fasting component of it, I thought the fasting component would have been a lot harder, but it was actually a joy. And that sounds really strange, because you're not actually, you don't stop everything. You don't stop eating or ingesting. You're helping your body actually work through what you're eating, and it's giving your body time to rest. I never rested. I was grazing left, right, and center, because obviously my body wasn't absorbing the nutrients. I was hungry.
Exactly.
But at the same time, my stomach was my bowel was in such a state that it wouldn't take anything anyway.
And you lost weight as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I lost around 20 kilos.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Remarkable.
It seems a lot, but I actually think I've lost more in terms of puffiness, and if I measured myself, I've actually lost. It's not just about the weight. I can fit into clothes again, which is fabulous. And all my clothes aren't elastic banded, which is great. I actually am getting a waist back again, which is great. But I also feel really good. I feel strong in my body as well. I've got more energy. I can go to the gym. I do boxing. And, I used to, as a child or as a teen, I was really into sport. And then, I got married and ate myself into oblivion. And I had a good, I had a great time, party. But it's caught up with me. It had caught up with me. And so, now I can go to the gym. I can do yoga. I'm finding myself doing a lot more incidental running around the place because I have energy. I've got a dog now that I can actually walk and cuddle and pick up and go, do things with energy without feeling like everything's an effort.
Yeah, and you still do parties as well. You didn't.
I still do parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't miss your parties.
No, I don't miss my parties at all. And I think, because I do have a partner who he does drink and I don't drink anymore, and we've worked out a nice balance. So it sounds really sad to some who like drinking, but a kombucha in a martini glass is just as satisfying, if not better, because and then you don't actually have the hangover. That is a big thing.
Yeah.
So you just change your glass.
Yeah, and you have more good bacteria and microbiome.
Yeah.
More energy.
Yeah. Well, the microbiome is really an interesting thing because, for years I have, looked at it, but I haven't had either haven't had the money or I haven't had the skills to actually combine it all together to work out what's going on. But it was so obvious now looking back that I had a leaky gut. Mm-hmm. And, it's going to take, how much, we said around 12 months for my gut to heal. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that, Dave. I don't know if I'll ever eat bread again, though, because I feel like I don't need it. Yeah. And, this whole program has been a complete mind shifter for me.
Fantastic. And I want to ask also the impact that it had for your self-esteem, self-empowerment, to feel self-empowered, to make your decision, different in other areas of your life, not just the nutrition.
Yeah, well, I came in to the program with quite a muddled head. I found myself getting drawn into world events and getting very upset about them, feeling very disempowered about them, and sometimes so overwhelmed that I couldn't think straight and even couldn't get out of bed or want to get out of bed because, the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And doing the program, I worked out why I felt like that. And the feelings that I had could be managed through not that overexposure to the news and not being online all the time and all those sort of practices that have snuck in over the years of, first thing, getting up, checking, messages. Don't do that anymore. Get up, go have a look at the sun, right. Walk the dog, go do things that connect me back with nature. And I'd forgotten all about that. So the program actually connected me back with the values that I had and put them in, made them a priority for me. So I can now think to myself, saying no to people has been something that is very difficult for me. I'm a bit of a people pleaser, not so much anymore. But not to be mean to them, but, just I had to put myself first. I'm in a caring role and I realised that I was depleting myself of energy. And in doing that, I could no longer look after the person I care for. Mm-hmm. So, there was just so many different things that I had to align myself back to. And I got to a point where I wasn't quite sure. I don't usually use the vocabulary associated with when we're talking about values. Mm-hmm. But I knew that I had a strong value set and that I knew that I don't like cruelty to animals. I don't like, people being unjust. I'm a real social justice advocate. And that's probably why I was getting so upset all the time when I was watching the news, because there's such social injustice reported all the time. Miseries reported all the time. And I just didn't need to connect with that to feel like I was still a part of the world. And because I am a mental health activist, and I can get on my soapbox, know what I feel, what I think, and I can think clearly now. I don't get as emotionally charged. I can actually fight without yelling. I can use my words without getting angry. I can make sense again, and that clearness in my brain or in my mind has come through the program. It's realigned me again.
So yeah, this is exactly one of our main target for the program is realignment, as well as an upliftment and creating higher frequencies in our body mind system so that we can actually live a better life.
And I want to say that it was such a joy to see you taking these things, putting them into their life, and making such a huge difference for yourself and for everyone that you in your life impact. It's been so amazing to see that. You've done such an amazing job.
Well, it's a work in progress, and I think life is work in progress. Every day brings new challenges, and if I at least can know who I am and what I stand for, and be strong in that position, then there is no knocking me off my pedestal. I need. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
It does.
I would like to ask you maybe last, if you have a message to give to anyone that really want to see some big changes in their life and in their body in 3 months, for them to let them know that after 3 months, if they want having a level of commitment and seriousness toward this type of program, they can see big changes, the changes that they've always dreamed of and they have never been able to actualize. What would be your message?
That's an amazing, where do I go with that? Look, it amazes me that in 3 months goes really quickly. It amazes me the change in actually everyone in the group, but for myself, the 3 months, I have completely turned around my physical health, my mental health, the work that I'm doing in the community. I feel like I'm actually giving more than I was before, and I'm doing less. That's the strange thing, that I'm actually achieving more by physically doing less, because I am in tune with what I need to do, and I take that time to work out the most efficient way of doing it. The efficiency is the big key. So in 3 months, anyone who commits, and I committed fully with the diet, with the elimination, and fully with no alcohol, and fully with a whole heap of other things. 100%. I think even if you did 50% commitment, you'd actually see huge changes, and you're not going to know yourself, and you're going to love yourself again. It really big changes in 3 months. Definitely, I would recommend it to everyone. Don't be scared. I think maybe, at first you guys might have come across as a cult, but you're not. You're not. You're actually normal individuals. I'm sorry, normal's a terrible word to use. You're spectacular. But, you're so easy to talk to work with. You're so flexible and understanding, and no judgment at all. I mean, I'm not vegan, and you'll guess you still like me. Well, I think. But, I just think, do it. Invest in yourself. It's 3 months of really working on yourself. And, I mean, it's cheaper than a holiday.
Yeah.
Seriously. But you'll love yourself at the end. You'll have more energy. You'll feel relaxed. And you'll start yourself. You know it. Your body knows. Your head knows. You already know it. You just got to, these guys have the key. You guys have the key to get there. So, yeah. I say
Thank you. So beautiful to hear. And I just want to finish with this, that there is a sentence in Zen where it says to cross the ocean and be on the other shore. And it's like, we always have this perspective of wanting to be on the other shore because we always want to be more, something more or something better, or go at the core of really who we are. And I think this is sometimes what happened during programs like that, and what happened in your case, that finally you go on the other shore and really you can be the self that you are. You can be the person that you want to be.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. You have changed my life. See, look, I'm namasteing to everyone.
Thank you, Kath. Lovely. Thank you for this.
Thank you, darling.
Invitation.
Thank you.